Good, grateful morning. It's Lisa from Craftin' and Cruisin'. Come on in here this dark and early morning. The sun is barely coming up here in Middle Tennessee, but it's a-coming. And we got up early to get ready so that I could be in this event, and then we take off to the Nashville airport to get on a plane to go to, hey Cheryl, to go to Oregon. And from there, we're going to drive to Washington State. So we had to get up and get going early. Hey, Natalie, welcome in, everybody. When you hop on here, tell me hi. There's Sweet Sandy from Virginia. And let me know you're here. Let me know also if you watch the replay. Good morning, Natalie. Oh, I love that little emoji you put next to good morning. Hello, Sister Barbara Polston. Welcome in, everybody. Good to see you. My husband, co-creator, comment reader is in the background.
Yep, I'm over here.
Hey, Jen, there she is. Okay, we're ready to get going, you guys. So welcome to the Be Mine Bash. Our sweet Jennifer is on here. She's the one that is doing this, hosting this event. She does them often and does such a good job. Hey, Pamela. Thank you, Cheryl. I really would love to ask anybody who's on here who's a prayer to pray for us, because with the events of the past couple of days, I don't want to get on a plane. So we have to fly to Phoenix and then change planes. And then in a few days, we have to repeat the process and come back. So we covet your prayers. Hello, Ginger. There's Ginger. She's up after me. So let's get a little housekeeping out of the way. This has been an incredible 2-day event. Today wraps it up. It was all day yesterday, so if you missed it, you can go back and watch the replays on one of the 3 places that it's being streamed into, which is the Crafting Network. Excuse my paint on my hands. I've already been out here painting this morning. The Crafting Network. Number 2 is the Crafters Hive. Hey, Estelle. And number 3 is the Crafty Creators Community, or if you put in CCC in your search bar, it'll bring up CCC and say Crafty Creators Community. So it's live streaming in all 3 of those places. And thank you, Cheryl. So go back and watch the replays. 30 creators over the course of yesterday and today. There's Jen on her page. She's Crafty USA. So, also, I want to tell you that there's a link in the description of this video that you need to go to at some point and sign up to be entered into a drawing for an Amazon gift card. So, one lucky winner from yesterday or today is going to get an Amazon gift card from Jen. So, the link is in the description. Don't forget to go in there and fill it out. And then, as I said, up after me is Ginger with Glitzy Creations by Ginger, okay? So we're going to get started. This is my little Valentine shirt I made. So this Be Mine Bash, obviously, is for Valentine's Day. So here's what we have. I got this little thing at a thrift store, and it was just wood. And it had a bunch of holes already in it, which I assumed were for cup hooks. So, hey, Anna, so that's what we're going to put back in it eventually. And then we're going to put, hey, Kim, one here and one here. And then there's a little shelf here with some holes that my sweet husband made some dowel pins to go down in, like so. And so my thought is that you can, actually, these holes right here are for hangers. To hang something, that you can use this for jewelry. So when we put the cup hooks in here, you could hang necklaces, bracelets off of it. Up here, you could put rings. And the way I'm designing it is so that it won't just be Valentine's Day, okay? This hearts are good all year long, right? So this could go in your bedroom, it could go in your bathroom, it could go by your kitchen sink, so when you get ready to do dishes, if you do that, then you can hang your jewelry up on here. You could hang keys up here with the little cup hooks. You could hang a apron or a jacket or whatever you wanted to do. So we're going to get started. The first, right in here, Rodney cut me another heart so that if a person wanted to put the heart in here and not just have the back of your wall showing through, you could. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to decoupage this part so that he can be putting a top coat on it for me, okay? All of the papers that we're using today, again, I didn't want to make too Valentine-ish. So I designed these myself and I printed them on rice paper, okay? These are all, I knew I'd forget the names of peonies. Hey, Cheryl. Okay, so I'm going to use Deb's Design Diary DIY Liquid Patina, which is usually my medium of choice when I'm doing decoupage, especially if I'm doing it on napkins or rice paper. If it's something like scrapbook paper, I will probably use Mod Podge because you'll need a little more security. But when you're using napkins especially, you don't want anything that's going to pull, I got way too much, that's going to pull on your napkin and tear it. So we will get this on here and then we'll let Rodney dry it for us while we work on putting the other ones on. So tell us in the comments what you have going on this Sunday. Feels like Saturday to me since we're leaving town. Doesn't really feel like a Sunday. And I don't know how many of you saw it, but Puxatawny Phil says 6 more weeks of winter. Sorry for those of y'all who don't like winter. I love it, so it doesn't bother me. Hey, Cindy. Okay. So let me put this on here. And I'll have to sand off the edges a little bit. Actually, you know what I meant to do? Let me take this off again. I meant to tear around here so that the image was not just a square piece of paper. And then we can take the rest of it off with sandpaper. Are you on, Rodney?
Oh, yeah.
Anybody make any comments?
Lots of people are saying good morning and good morning. There's lots of O's in that one from Shelly Stackman.
Shelly Stackman, sister, how are you?
And the Creative Home says she loves winter too. Just she wants a winter with sun.
Well, yeah, I like the sun too, but you know what? Sometimes I even like the gloominess of it.
Cheryl says the winter makes her joints ache.
Yeah, I know other people that have said that too. I'm sorry, Cheryl. I don't want anybody to suffer because of it. And I know there's a lot of people who really get the blues during winter time and they need sunshine and better weather, and I totally understand that too. So I wouldn't want anybody to struggle with it. I love the change of seasons. First of all, thank you, Cindy. I made it this last night. And I also especially love it when it snows.
Speaking of which, we're supposed to get snow this week. Not in Tennessee, but out in Oregon and Washington.
I think it's probably already snowing.
So we should have a nice 3-hour drive when we get there.
I'll be making some more of these, you all, with this pattern, and then I have some other patterns, so keep an eye out on my page. I'll be selling them on my page. I have mostly short sleeve t-shirts, black, white, a light gray, a yellow, and I have some iron-ons that are not necessarily Valentine's Day. Hey, Quincy, thank you for those hearts. Appreciate y'all for doing that. Okay, so let me sand the edge of this off. And I'm going to turn it over to Rodney.
See, Vicki Pelfrey is on.
Hey, Vicki.
Two Chicks Craft from Middle Tennessee.
Yes, ma'am. part, I think we talked about this before. Are y'all like in Mount Juliet or something? For some reason, I want to say Mount Juliet. Okay, this is not staying down here very well, so let me just put a little more glue right here. Try to hold that down. Okay, as she said, thank you, Shelly, my sweet sister. I love you. Okay. Almost ready to hand to Robbie. And I don't care that some of the white of the heart is showing, that it's not all just that picture. It's going to be sitting in the middle of the picture anyway. Okay, Rodney. Here you go. So now, here's my thought about this.
Do I need to dry this or put a top coat?
Well, give it a little time to dry them. I'm going to tear around some of these hydrangeas. So I've got this one and this one. And thank you for the hearts. I want to put one on one side up here and one on the other side. I left your brush right there. Again, just to give it some oomph. And then I'm going to do pink and white stripes around the rest of it. Okay? So let's go in here and get... I'm going to just take a paintbrush with some water on it, and I'm not going right up to the edge of my print. Now, because it's on rice paper, I'll probably be okay. If you do something like this on regular printer paper, you may want to spray it with a couple of coats of like hairspray or some kind of a sealer before you do this. If you go with your water all the way up to the edge, it's going to bleed some. It's even bleeding on here a little bit, and I'll show you. Can you see how it's bled a little bit, the color right here? But if you don't get too close, it shouldn't be a problem, and it shouldn't distort your image. Some things, it doesn't really matter on if it bleeds a little bit. It can actually give a nice watercolor effect if it bleeds a little bit. But most people with most images are not looking to have it bleeding. They want it to be pretty neat and clean without it being fussy cut out.
At least this is a little, I don't think it got glued down well in the middle.
See? Okay, here's some more glue if you want it. Yeah, and here's my brayer. You can try to roll it a little bit.
Can we peel it off and start again?
You can try to peel it up in the corner. Sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. Okay, let me get just a little bit more of this edge off here. I don't want any hard straight edges at all. And even though this bled a little bit, it's actually really pretty. I'll show you in a minute. I'll hold it up before I glue it down so you can see. It's kind of pretty the way the ink kind of bled out in a feathered fashion. I don't have a laser printer, so I don't know if a laser printer would work better or not. And I've never actually tried spraying it, but I've heard several creatives say that they do that, so to preserve it. So you may want to think about it. Of course, I will put a top coat on this when I'm finished. But okay, so you can see around the edges how it kind of bled a little bit. Okay, so we've got this one done. Let's go on and cut the other one out or tear it out, so then we can glue them on at the same time. So we're going to start over here. Ooh, about to lose my glue right here. Let me set that to the side. Alrighty, so tell me on here if you have been watching for 2 days. Hey, Sharon Halverson and Terry, how are y'all? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning. I appreciate y'all getting up early and being here with us this morning. This girl here doesn't usually get up that early. So it was very sweet of someone to switch times with me. I was actually supposed to be on later in the afternoon, and then when this trip came up, it's a business trip that Ronnie has to go on, I checked to see if anybody would change with me, and Ginger with Glitzy Creations by Ginger. No, she's up after me. I forget who it was that switched with me. It wasn't Ginger. But somebody stepped up and said, yeah, they would switch times with me. So that really helped me out a lot. So don't forget to be on CCC, Crafty Creators Community. Join that one if you haven't. Join the Crafters Hive and join the Crafting Network. You will get all kinds of goodies on there often. And Jen with She's Crafty USA hosts these events, and she does a lot of events, y'all, and they are amazing. So Jen, thank you once again for including me in this.
Lots of hearts coming up.
Thank you for those hearts, y'all. The Book of Faces loves it when y'all do that. So, okay.
Picky Pelfrey's in Lebanon.
Lebanon. Okay, I knew it was somewhere close. All right, this one's going to be a little bit big. That's okay. We will just sand it down.
Are you going to be using these?
No. Okay, so I think I'm going to put that one. Are these, did we do these just for hangers, Rodney?
Those two long pegs go in there, but
Okay,
we're not going to glue them
right.
in, though.
Right, we're not going to glue any of these pegs in, so if somebody decides to buy this, we can ship it that way.
I'm going to use these.
That's paint. Let me get another brush.
Here's the triple tip brush here.
That's good. Okay, so now one thing you can do if you are concerned, I painted this white last night so that hopefully we wouldn't have any problem. But if for some reason you feel like that the color of your board or your surface is going to be showing through and you don't want to be able to see it showing through, then what you can do is you can paint the back of your decoupage paper in white and dry it real well before you put it on. That way you'll know that you're not going to have any of your surface showing through. First time I heard that recommended, I thought, oh, I don't know about that, because what if the white paint comes through the paper? Well, guess what? It doesn't. So it works really, really well. And if you really want bright, even if you have painted it white, then you can always paint the back with white paint. Another little tip. Another tip I'll give you that my husband told me, because I wouldn't have known it. These holes, when we got ready to fit the cup hooks in, this size, hey Cindy, right here, worked great. But they were gold, and I thought, you know what I want? I want white. So I had to go get some white ones, and when I did, they were too little. So they came right out of the hole. So Rodney said, if you will take a little toothpick and cut it to size and glue it in from the back side of this board, the hole, each hole, glue it in. Then it will fill up the hole enough that when you put your cup hooks in there, it will just push down on that toothpick until it has enough room for the cup hook to stay in. So, he went through and glued in some toothpicks for me. And this morning when I got out here, I thought, you know, I better try this. And some of them were a little tricky. The toothpicks might have been a little bit long, but we worked with it and finally got it to go through. Okay, so now we have, I'm trying to make sure this one is totally flat. you know you can take, whenever you're doing decoupage, if you're concerned that you're going to have wrinkles and you don't want the wrinkles in there, you can put a baggie or a dry cleaner bag or something on your hand and gently start in the center of your image and push out. Hey, Vonda. Hey, Della. Push out the wrinkles. You can also let it completely dry once you get this on here, and then you can iron it. You can put a piece of like parchment paper over it and then iron it. Hey, Iris. Posh Pines Designs, Vonda. I think she was on yesterday. Okay, let me dry these real quick. Then we're going to do a little sanding. And then we're going to start on our pink and white.
Can you use this to stick to do decoupage?
You can this. Rodney, will you look over there real quick and see if you see a paint that's kind of this, look, this peachy color. I think the ballet slipper pink is probably going to be a little bit too pink. And I packed one of my other colors. Over here in this drawer, there may be some.
Pretty good array over here.
New York City, Iris. What's the weather like there? Thank you for giving me a like and follow, Vonda. I appreciate you. Hey, Elizabeth. This one might be. I need it. Look in here. I need it to be a little more peachy. I think.
There's two
Wish I
little
had
peachy ones
packed
over
my
here.
peach ones already.
Yeah, it's coral.
That's okay. Yeah, this is good. Coral's good. Okay, so let's sand off these edges. And then this one. Like I said, this would be great for Valentine's, but it's not limited to Valentine's because hearts are not limited to Valentine's. So, I will put this for sale on my page when I get through. Now, I'm trying to find this is another trick, if you haven't heard this trick. Now that I'm telling you, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. Somewhere I have a nail file. And with the nail file, you can get these inner parts very easily. I don't think I can do it with this. I can try, but I don't think it's going to fit up in there. Where is my nail file? Oh, I think I see one. Yep, I do. Cool. All right, now we can get up in here and just tear this off. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okie doke. So, here we go so far. Now, I'm going to use the width of this large tongue depressor popsicle stick as my measuring stick for my stripes. So I have a pencil here, and I'm going to look for approximately the center of this heart, and I'm going to draw a line on either side. Now, if I was really ambitious, I would do checks and divide these in half and do checks. I don't think I'm that ambitious this morning. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to do stripes. But this way I can take it right up to the edge of my decoupage piece, but not go under it. If I had done this first, the only way it would have made sense is if I had marked where I was going to put my decoupage paper so that I would not put stripes in there. And that would not, that wouldn't have worked real well because then I couldn't have done the process on live. So this works better to go on and get your decoupage on there and then just measure with a ruler or a tongue depressor whatever straight edge you want. You just kind of want to make them the same size. And your size of your stripes, just like with the size of your checks, will depend on your project. So if you're doing something very small, then these stripes right here would be way too big. And as it is, they may be a little big for this project, but they're not terrible, okay? Now, I'm going to take these stripes and I'm going to wrap them around the side, because you want to always finish your sides. You know, if you go and buy something at Home Goods or TJ Maxx or whatever, if it's well made, it's going to look good from the sides too. It's not just going to have an unfinished edge. So, having said that, because I'm bringing these over the edge, now I'm going to have to take my tongue depressor and finish marking stripes down the side so that they will be the same width. Which is easier said than done on a rounded surface, I tell you. Okay, Rodney, I need you back on comments, please, sir.
Okay.
So I can focus on this.
Get your
Whoops, that one was crooked.
glue back over here. Well, let's see about comments. What's going on?
There's not a good way to hold this, y'all.
I missed a lot of comments. Let's see. Elizabeth Doxy Kuna is watching. Says she loves the heart.
Thank you.
Carol Simpson says good morning again. Stephanie Harbara. Let's see. Queen Bee's Bits and Baubles.
I love that name. I think that's so cute.
Yes, she's up before the chickens. It's 20 degrees in Long Island, New York.
Whew, girl. Now, Jen is in Vegas, so it's real early for her. Okay, now see down here, this is like cut in half of that size. So I'll do the same thing over here. I'll make sure that I don't start, that I can join these. Okay, so now I'm going to, this one didn't get carried around. Most of these up here I'm just eyeballing. Now I'm going to take it and come on this side.
Let's see, who said good morning from Arizona?
Yeah.
Tina Marie Hutchinson says good morning from Arizona.
Ooh.
We'll be going through there in a few hours.
We're going to land in Phoenix and change planes.
And then somebody was from Las Vegas here. We'll be coming
That's
back
Jen.
through Las Vegas.
Jen, no, I thought we were coming back through Denver.
I think it's Las Vegas.
Oh, that's Jen, the one that's putting the event on, probably.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and then we'll turn it around. And since this, you know what I need to do? I need to cut this straight because this round edge is not allowing me to get up close to the edge, so I can make sure that I'm bringing these down straight, the same width.
And Barbara Polson says, thanks for the prayers, Lisa. Cody made it home safely from his 3 days of flying.
Good, good, good. Keep praying for us. Y'all, I've never loved to fly. It used to not bother me at all till I had children. Then when our children came along, I didn't like it. I just wanted to hurry up and get home to my kids or make sure that we landed safely wherever we were going. My parents, when I was growing up, they never flew, well, I can't say never. Most of the time, they didn't fly together. For that very reason. They would take separate flights just in case something were to happen to one plane, because the likelihood of it happening to both planes was not very strong. So.
They were also really picky about the company. The main officers of the company would not fly together to an event.
So it makes me very nervous. Good morning, my beautiful friend Barbara Posey. Lisa Colby, are you at Corby? Are you on here? Hey, sister. Thank you for spreading the blessings. You're the bestest. Sir?
I'm waiting on this to dry.
Okay, well, while you're waiting, can you read comments?
I do.
Would you like the dryer?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, well, I'm almost through drying these. I know this is probably for y'all like watching paint dry.
That's what I'm doing over here, watching paint dry.
Well, you're watching top coat dry.
No.
Oh, you put more paint on it?
I had to re-decoupage it because that one crinkled up.
Did you use the same image?
No. I found one of an old cow and put on there.
I didn't want a big one in there. Okay.
I'll take it off.
So I'm going to mark now every other one to make sure that I don't hit the wrong ones, because I have been known before to be talking when I'm doing checks and mess up and do like 2 black ones next to each other. So it's just always safer if you, so here's a good example. So now this one's supposed to be white, which means this one is supposed to be colored. But that can't be if this one's colored. So what we're going to have to do is divide it a little bit. Cheat, in other words. So what we'll do is we'll have this whole thing right here dark. Okay? So let me come up here then and see where this corresponds. Uh-oh, you know what? That's not going to work. We're going to have to go back and do that, because when I come over the edges on this side, they don't match. So I'm going to start painting so that y'all can see that part, and then I'll catch up on whatever I need to do. What is this? Coral Escape. We're going to mix Coral Escape and Vintage Pink, both of them by, well, this is folk art, this one's deco art, okay? So let me grab a Zen brush. When you're doing stripes or you're doing checks, it's good to use a brush that is short, fat, flat, and firm, because you want to be able to get your edges as straight as you can. So let me put some glasses on here, and we are going to get started, but we're not going to wrap. We'll wrap this side, but we won't wrap down here, because I'm going to have to change those. Okay? All right, so let's start up at the top. So you offload your color. I'm dipping in both colors. You offload your color in the center, and then you get up on an edge. I'll turn it in a minute so y'all can see. And you pull straight down, and then you can go straight across to the other edge and pull straight down, and then fill in the center. Now, this isn't giving a super solid coverage, but you know what? I think I like that, because I think it's going to better match the color in the flower if I don't have it solid. Okay?
Carol Stinson said the first couple of times she did checks, it was a hot mess.
Yeah, it takes some getting used to, that's for sure.
And it is really aggravating to get all the way around something and find out that your last 2 don't match up right.
And what did I do? I came right on one that wasn't supposed to be this color, so I'm going to have to adjust. So now the ones with the lines in them are going to be white. Talking about a hot mess. Okay,
You're showing people what not to do.
Now I'm coming right along the edge of my decoupage paper right there. And I'm pulling straight down. Rodney, are you watching to make sure they can see me in there?
I am.
Right along the edge. Of course, if you get over the edge, all you have to do is go back and touch up with your lighter paint. No worries.
Teresa K. Underhill is watching.
Hello, Teresa.
Elizabeth Kuna says, I wanted to try and check. I have never done it before. I'm a little nervous to try it. Well, try it on something simple first.
Try it on something simple. Try it on paper first, so you can kind of get a feel for how it goes, but one of the most important things is to have the right brush. You can see on this Zen brush that the, what is that, so you clean those for me, that the bristles are tight. Let me show you another one up close. Okay, they're short. See, the bristles are short. They're fat. They're very flat and they're firm, so they don't spread out. So you don't want a brush that's going to spread out on you. Then another crucial thing is to offload your paint in the center like I just did. If I had started right here on this line, then I would have had a buildup of paint on the line and it wouldn't have looked as good. So if you offload your extra paint in the center, then if you need more, you can go back and grab it from the center. But
another important thing is doing a circular object or some kind of object you're going to come back and connect your checks is to have an even number of lines or checks.
Right. That's why you mark them. Because you want to mark them before you start painting on them and realize, oops, I don't have an even number. Now I got to go back and adjust. But keep this in mind. People who are looking at your project are not going to be sitting there going, oh, she didn't get this straight, or this check down here is a lot wider than the one next to it. People aren't going to do that. People are looking at your overall creation. So don't sweat it too bad. But if you practice some, you'll get to the point where it becomes a lot more comfortable. Okay, see? So this is what we're doing. Hey, Ronnie, what comments do we have?
She's just saying thank you for the information about the brush and pretty color paint you're using.
I'm just kind of dipping my brush in both of these to try to get as close to something that at least coordinates with what's in this paper.
You're using two different colors or one?
Two. I held them up and showed them a while ago. You want to pick up the bottles and tell them what the colors are again and who made them?
Let's see.
One's folk art and one's
folk art matte crushed coral 2565. And did you use the other coral or the pink?
The pink.
Pink.
No, not that one. This other one.
This one. This is Vintage Pink by Deco Art.
Americana. That's my Deco Art Americana is really my favorite paint. Love it. I use almost exclusively Deco Art Americana. Now here's a question for y'all. Do y'all think that this, you'll have to watch for comments, Ronnie, that this shelf right here should be painted the pink or should we leave it white? Okay, and now I'm going to put a little bit of this over here, even though this isn't a stripe. If this paper had not been here, it would have been a stripe. So I'm bringing that right there.
Denise and Jody Nerney, first time from South Florida.
Oh, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Maybe
I'm so
I don't know if it's
glad
Denise
you're
or
here.
Dennis, D-E-N-I-S, maybe Dennis and Jody. First time was welcome to the page.
If you are not following Crafting and Cruising, we hope you'll give us a follow. We love our little community here and love having new people.
I think the first vote for your shelf is gold.
Gold.
From Natalie.
That's an idea.
And Carol says leave it white. It's going to have 4 little pegs sticking up out of it to hang rings and stuff on.
Right, and the pegs are white. At least they are right now. It doesn't mean they can't change.
Yeah, they are changeable.
And the cup hooks are white. If I had thought about using gold on the shelf, I probably would have just left those gold cup hooks in. The thing about the gold cup hooks is they were so big. And I just wasn't sure that that was what I wanted. I thought the white, smaller ones might be better.
Lots of people welcoming Natalie Marie, the new person.
Yes, thank you so much.
And another vote for leaving it white. And do these stripes, or do the stripes to match. So let the stripes go up and over the shelf.
Oh, I see.
Maryland
Over the
Travis
shelf and
is
not
white.
just this
That's
way.
another vote for white. It's about 3 or 4 votes for white.
Okay, well, we'll just leave it white then, since y'all like white. Okay, coming right along.
Mm-hmm.
Also, would be cute in a little girl's room. Could hang their little jackets or little sweaters or whatever on here.
And their name tags from going to the Taylor Swift concert. Things like that, you know, basic stuff.
Taylor Swift concert, goodness me. That's my husband's phone, y'all, if you're wondering.
That's my sister calling or texting.
Okay, let me do this little part up here, because this is part of a stripe, but it also goes around this paper, the decoupage paper. So let me see what I can do. Now you're kind of quiet, y'all, when I'm painting, especially if I'm doing stripes or checks, because I feel like it's too hard to multitask. But we're almost through with this part. Then we can hold in the heart that Rodney covered for me, but in case y'all didn't get this, he put a different image in it than what I wanted. Okay. I will go back and do the sides, because the sides on around the edge, because they need to match coming down off. Like I wrapped the edge on the top, I need to wrap the edge on the bottom, but that will change some of my stripes a little bit. So in the event that I don't get this finished before we leave, I will finish it as soon as we get back, and then I will put it for sale on my page. So is anybody else expecting snow soon? My friend Kimberly that lives in Washington and Seattle was going to try to come see me while I'm in Washington. We're not going to be in Seattle, but she was going to try to come see me, but she said that the snowstorm, there was supposed to be a snowstorm, and then she texted me yesterday afternoon and said it had already started snowing. I think where we're going to be is about 2.5 hours from her.
There's a pretty serious mountain pass between there too. That's
okay.
Before.
So we've got these wrapped, but not the others. Okay. So right now I'm going to stop, give this a quick dry, and then we're going to put the. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Hold on. I didn't bring these down right here and finish painting. Y'all gonna let me just get away with that? Somebody should have said, Lisa, emergency, you're not doing it right. You forgot something. I sure did. Bringing it on down here. Now I got all kinds of water in my paint. Okay, now that looks a little bit better. And what I should do is come around here and wrap it, because even though the heart's going to be behind it, this part will be showing.
Lisa, maybe you need to go visit with, let's see, is it Quincy Dieters?
Quincy?
I am in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and we just got a foot of snow, and it's minus 30.
Well, I don't want the minus 30, but can I come stay with you in the snow?
Minus 30. I've been in minus 30 once, and it was too cold for me.
Okay, see, I had to finish under there. Yeah, I don't think I would love the minus 30, but I would love the snow, y'all. Tell us it now. That's cold.
Oh, freezing.
You got that right, girl. Okay, so I may change my mind and put a second coat. I may not. So let's put in, I want you to see what it looks like with the cup hooks.
Would you try this first and before we dry it and see, or do you want to put another one on here or what?
Let me see it, turn around.
I don't even know if that's the right side to fit in there. Do you?
No, I don't.
It's the side you had, but I haven't checked it. Yeah, there's a cup hook.
Okay. Any comments, please?
You are a cup hooker, that's for sure.
Did y'all hear my stomach growl? I'm hungry. I had that lovely colonoscopy the other day, y'all. Good news. It's the first time since I started having them that I heard him say, you don't have to come back for 5 years. I've been on a 3-year schedule.
Della says that's beautiful.
Thank you, Dylan.
Laura Rivera is watching.
Hello, Laura.
Carol Simpson said, when are you leaving on your trip? We leave at
Right
noon.
after this.
Yep, our actual flight's at noon, I think.
Oh, I thought our flight was at 10 something.
Maybe.
You might ought to look that up. I think it's at 10 something. Okay. So, got a couple of extra cup hooks, which is good. Let's get this all in here so y'all can at least get the visual of what it's going to look like, because I won't be able to finish it, I don't think, before we leave. So I'll have to finish it when we come back. I'll take a picture of it, though, before I leave, so I can at least post for anybody that watches the replay. I thought about doing like a lace bow and hanging down here. Then I thought, nah, that'll take up too much room. I also have some really cute sparkly bows like this.
Good morning, Candace.
Hey, Colette. Hey, Candace, sis. But this is more vintage looking, so I think the bows are too sparkly. Okay, so here's the cup hooks on there. Okay. And then let's put these in. So again, you could hang even
And these can all be glued
clothes up here. And then we're going to put...
And that, I think, is glued on, so I would... Yeah, there you go. They're going in better. I thought they might have to be hammered in.
Get a little extra
A little paint.
paint out of there. And that may not be enough still. Sorry, y'all. I know you're seeing the back of it. I'll hold
Putting
it
the
up
short
just a
ones in
minute.
the middle.
Okay. So we got 4 ring holders here. We've got the bigger hooks here for like necklaces or coats or whatever. Thank you, Candace. And then we've got these cup hooks. Now, here's the one that Rodney put on it for the center. I don't think I'll love it. I had made a much smaller one to go in the center because I thought it looked better. Yeah, that's too much. And I think it was the wrong way anyway. So, I'll have to go back and reprint the smaller one to put in here.
Straighten that one pin up that's crooked. Nope, the end one. That one.
I won't say it.
Oh. Get a little too much paint in the hole.
May have to glue it. Okay, so that's what we have. So this is going to change to the smaller print. Now, these probably can stand. I think these are going to fall out. So I'm going to take them back out right now. And I need to decide what I'm going to do about these. So what I need to do first is erase all these lines down here. And I can bring this wrapped part on around. And then I can do one here. So it's actually not going to be that much different than what I had it marked, but it is a little bit off. So is everybody ready for a big week? Let me see about, now I can go back to measuring again where there's nothing to wrap over here. But I've changed my lines a little bit. So this is where I need to pick up and change what I had previously done. It's kind of like a map project, you know, which is not my favorite thing. That's why I'm constantly asking Rodney, like, how can I figure this out? How can I figure... What were we doing that time in the car, Rodney? We were on a trip, and it was something with a circle. But remember, we were trying to divide, like, an even number, and you were telling me to take this number and divide by such and such and so, and that's how wide my stripes need, or my checks need to be on that circle or something. It was crazy.
I think we were doing a vase or something that had different sizes, and we were trying to figure out how to do the different widths of the checks for different circumferences.
It was insane, y'all. Okay, this is going to be pink, so then this will be pink, this will be pink, and this one will be pink. So I'm going to split the difference on this one a little bit and make the one right before it a little bit wider. And nobody's going to look up at the top up here and go, oh my word, she did not make those the same. Pink, white, pink, white, pink, white, pink. Good. Okay.
Cindy's craft sensation says she likes it open. I think it means without the center heart in it.
Oh, you do?
That's one person.
All right, then let's talk about that. If you like it open with no center heart, put a 1 in the comments.
C&C Designs is watching. Handmade and heartfelt.
No,
I see a bunch of smiley faces.
No center heart. Cut out. Just leave it cut out. Put a 1. If you want a center heart, put a 2. Okay, that.
So, Candace says 1, which means no heart.
No heart. Yeah, we'll do this.
Vonda says 1, no heart. What we can do is, if the no heart wins out, there's another one. So no heart seems to be getting it. So we could send if you sell it, we could send the little piece along, and like if they did put it in the little kid's room, they could glue a picture of the child's face on the little heart and stick it in there like a picture frame.
Good
if they chose to.
Idea. See, that's why we call it
Either way, there's a 2. So we got a 1, a 2, and an either way. You can do out a 1.5.
All right. A 1, a 2, either way.
A few 1s.
Well, it sounds like mostly 1s.
Yes, there's another 1.
So I think 1, 1. Hey, Trisha. Who else is on here, Ronnie?
Well, Elizabeth Kuno said, good morning, my friend. Tony Lynn. Oh, she's saying good morning to Tony Lynn. Well, the voting, I think, is over. The 1s have it.
Okay. Well, what that did was save me some time.
Another vote for 1. Elizabeth. That's just another greeting to each other. Gotta rinse this brush before it dries out.
So, y'all, what I did was I marked every one that I was going to paint pink. I'm now painting white. Which means I'm going to have to go back over the white.
Oh, you're painting over your X's.
I usually do just little lines in case I really mess up.
Cindy says her granddaughter would love this.
Well, as soon as I get it finished, it'll be for sale, so you can get it for your granddaughter. If you want.
Can she just send you a instant message or something if she wants it and say what she wants to pay for it?
Well,
how do you do that?
Well, I'll have it on my page with the price.
Oh.
And then the first person that says sold will get it. And the price will not include shipping, so that will be additional.
That shouldn't be too bad because, like you say, we won't put the long pins in. It'll ship in a little flat box.
Right.
Oh, you're doing opposites. That's cool.
Some of them are opposite and some of them are coming right under. Go figure. I think it's opposites where I didn't have a stripe above it. Well, maybe not.
Candace Peak, strep throat, and flu.
Candace, no.
Just got up to take meds, but you look beautiful today, and this project is adorable.
Did you get sick while you were out of town, sister? I'm so sorry.
We'll get well soon.
It looked like you were having such a good time. I'm so sorry. That makes me sad. Our oldest granddaughter in Kentucky has the flu. She thought it was just a little cold. But she was tested and she said, "In Lolly, I had my flu shot." Well, you must have the flu that it didn't cover for. What time we got? Okay, y'all. So remember, there's a link in my description that I want to encourage you strongly to go to and fill out the form. You may be the lucky winner of an Amazon gift card. And make sure that you have joined the Crafting Network, the Crafters Hive, and CCC, Crafty Creators Community. And Jen, thank you again so much for having me. You know what? I didn't follow those around like the other ones. So we'll be going back and painting some off-white. I'll go on and do that right now while I'm here with you all. Then I will be putting a top coat of triple thick Duraclear on it to give it just a little shine. I don't like a lot of shine, but just a little shine. And then once I get these stripes all figured out, so it will be after we get back from our trip, which will be later in the week, I will finish this up and then I'll have it for sale. So I'm going to go back and cover up this pink that I just did. And while I've got this white out, I'm going to go on where I put my little check marks or my little marks to tell me to paint those pink. Well, they weren't supposed to be pink. So I'm going to cover that back up. And then it shouldn't take me too long when I get back home to finish it up. I do think I probably will put a second coat on the stripes. At first, I thought it would look better to leave it like that. But because you can see a lot of the white paint through it, I just think it would look more complete if I went ahead and put a second coat on the pink parts. So I will do that. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate you.
Sandy Stanley says it's beautiful.
Thank you, Sandy. I so appreciate y'all coming on and supporting me and supporting Jen, who's putting this amazing event on. And like I said, if you missed, this was a 2-day event, yesterday and today. So in total, 30 creators were in this event. So there's a lot of really fun stuff to see that all of the everybody's was so different, and it was so neat. I love how that happens. You know, sometimes you would think that in events like this, especially if they're themed events, that there would be some, you know, lapping over of people doing the same thing as somebody else. I have not noticed that happening. So I love that. I think everybody just kind of gets their own creative juices going and do it their way. And I love that. You know, I did it my way. Okay, so we're not going to put the center heart in. However, I am going to send it to whoever wins it, so that, like Rodney said, if they want to go back and put a picture in there, a family picture, a picture of a grandchild or whatever, they can. And the pegs will be not in here, so it'll be easier to ship it, to wrap it and ship it. And again, this is not very heavy, so I don't think it'll cost much to ship. But whoever buys it will be responsible for paying the shipping cost. Okie doke, y'all. Thank you for the safe travel wishes. Y'all keep praying. Once my feet get off the ground here and get on the ground there, I'll feel a whole lot better. So I love each and every one of you, and I hope you have a fabulous week. And hopefully we're going to have a pretty drive in Oregon, so I will be going live on my page some. If we pass like some pretty waterfalls or some pretty scenery, I'll get on there. So y'all keep your messages updated. Make sure Mr. FB hadn't turned them off. And then if you're not on our Telegram link, please get on our Telegram channel, which is pinned to the top of my page. So then you won't have to worry about whether or not your notifications on Facebook get.
Wouldn't it be cool if we drove up through the, what is it, the Columbia River Gorge, and it was snowing and waterfalls at the same time?
Cool. Bye, y'all. Love you.